as people of the African diaspora, we are the only people in the world who have defined themselves by somebody else's definition. Like no Chinese calls himself yellow.
Yeah.
Yellow who? Nobody of a Native American calls himself red. That's other people. But we call ourselves black because the Europeans called us that. Now, mind you,
Yeah.
there are no black people. There are only brown people.
Mm-hmm.
See, if you, as an artist, were to say, well, paint me, well, how could you use black paint? It makes no sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it makes no sense. And that's one of the beauties of us is that we have all these different shades of brown. Because that's what we are. We are a brown people. But because the Europeans, when they first went to Africa, and they were correct, they were logical, relative to themselves, we were black. So we took their definition of us. Because nobody in Africa referred to anybody by their color. What color? What color? You know? No Hausa or Yoruba, which is where a lot of our people came from, or the Igbos of our people here. What color? You describe the person by his tribe, first of all, and then by himself. But they didn't say brown or white. That was not an African perception. Colors. Meaning colors for people, I mean. They had colors for poincianas and roses and those things, but not for people. So we took the European thing with disastrous consequences, because all the things that the Europeans put on us were the negatives of their culture, and we absorbed it. That's why I never say, except for descriptive purposes, for people who don't understand. I never say I'm a black man. I never say, well, because I'm not. And I don't say any Indian is a red man. Red who? He's not red, you know? No. See, he's a bronze-colored person, by and large, or deep tan. And we pass it to the children. It's the same as true. In fact, I just saw this at Doctor's Hospital a little while ago. This family came to see their new little child, you know, and the grandma, like, who's the matriarch, and nice people, I know these people, and the little child, the grandma said, oh, he's got such pretty skin, which means in the Bahamas that he's light-skinned. I don't use the word fair either. Fair skin, no, because fair means like something that's beautiful or something.
Yeah.
You know? And thirdly, she says, but look at his picky hair already. See? Now, there's no white person there, but this woman has been trained from she was a child, and I guess she must be about pretty close to 70. But she's been trained to call our hair bad. And we carried on, you know? And so the great purveyors of our cultural perception is not the Anglo-Saxon, it's us. We've more or less taken their message and we purvey it, we carry it on, you know? And that's why that I'm a Story in America about the man who was a broadcaster who said something.
Basketball.
Well, actually, I agree that since he doesn't belong to the club, so to speak, but you cannot take a negative that you copied from the Anglo-Saxons, and I didn't hear anybody saying that. Because it was the Anglo-Saxons who first called us Negroes, and it was the backwoods Americans who called us niggers, because it's just a corruption of Negro, you know. And that's because, but Negro, of course, is the Spanish for black. So the fellow called us a negros because the biggest importers of slaves initially were the Spaniards. Cuba, Haiti, Santo Domingo, Puerto Rico, and all those countries like that. Brazil. It was the Europeans got in, the other Europeans got in, the Anglo-Saxons, the English got into slavery afterwards. So they called us Negroes. And then we took it. And it's very interesting. We took, for example, the whole business of niggers came from Negroes, because the illiterate, poor Anglo-Saxon American had the word Negro, nigger. And that's where it came from, see? And we took it, that's the point. And so we started calling our own people that. In fact, I often hear little children going from school, man, that nigger man grabbed it for the money. And I'm thinking, he doesn't understand the depth of his brainwashing.
Mm-hmm.
They
You know,
just doesn't get it.
in Texas, they physically
Yeah,
buried.
the NPH,
Yeah.
BH, yeah. The word, and the N word as they
Yeah,
call it now.
yeah.
You know? But, you could do that thing, but you cannot legislate culture. You have to change it from within. Like if you talk to my children, they will never say Negro, nigger, nothing, because they were never exposed to those words. I mean, because or they were debriefed. For example, if their friends or something said that, and they would come home and we would. In fact, they grew up in Europe, so we have a totally different perception of the thing. We told people, look. I remember one time my little daughter, who was in school in Belgium at the time, came back and she said that she had to do a thing on the discovery of the Congo. And she showed me what she had written based on her class notes, and I tore it up. I said, what? Get out of this thing. You must be joking. So I gave her the real story of how the Congo was. First of all, it was there when Stanley and Livingston got there.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Bahamas was here when Columbus got here. So when you talk about Discovery Day, discovery who? Well, how could you discover something which has names? You had Mayaguana, Apa, Cole, Caicos, Bahama, and all those words. They were no European words. Like in the States, you have Mississippi and Tallahassee and Tugalusha and, all those places. Well, those are not European words. So how the devil could a fellow discover it when it was already there?